Something has changed in America, and we all feel it. It's not just frustration, it's disbelief. It's the sinking feeling that the system itself is broken, that no matter who we vote for, who reports the news, or who's in charge, nothing gets fixed. Trust in Congress, near record lows. The presidency, distrusted by half the country, no matter who's in office. The courts, viewed as political battlegrounds, not impartial bodies. Law enforcement, either corrupt or toothless, depending on who you ask. This isn't just apathy, it's a collapse of legitimacy. And when institutions lose credibility, society loses its anchor. Cracks in the foundation. In 1964, over 70% of Americans said they trusted the federal government to do what's right most of the time. By 2022, that number was under 20%. What happened? Decades of war, scandal, economic inequality, and political gamesmanship. Watergate shattered trust in the presidency. The Iraq War and the 2008 crash made many believe the government serves corporations, not citizens. COVID-19 response fractured belief in public health authorities. Each crisis chipped away at the foundation, and now it's barely standing. We don't believe institutions because they failed too many times. And once people stop believing in shared rules or referees, everything becomes tribal. That's when systems begin to break. Congress, gridlocked and gamified. Congress's approval rating has hovered around 15% for years, not because we don't care, but because it barely functions. Endless partisan bickering, legislative theater. Bills pass not to solve problems, but to create sound bites. Lobbyists write laws while elected officials fundraise. The People's House feels more like a stage. Meanwhile, real issues, climate, healthcare, gun violence, education, go unresolved, and voters become more cynical. Many Americans now see Congress not as a deliberative body, but as a circus. Dysfunction becomes expectation. The presidency, from leader to lightning rod. No president in modern history has united the country. Not really. Obama was hailed as hope by some and hated as a tyrant by others. Trump turned the White House into a battlefield. Biden entered office promising unity and inherited a fractured nation. The presidency has become less about leadership and more about identity. Who you support says who you are. But here's the problem. When every president is seen as illegitimate by half the country, governance breaks down. It's not just about policies, it's about belief. If you think the president is a fraud, then nothing they do can feel valid. Courts and the illusion of impartiality. The courts used to be the branch we trusted to stay above the political fray. Not anymore. The Supreme Court's credibility has plunged, especially after polarizing decisions and partisan confirmation battles. Justices are now viewed as extensions of political parties. Lower courts, too, have become politicized, with cases filed strategically to land in friendly jurisdictions. When justice feels rigged, when outcomes seem predetermined based on ideology, not law, people disengage or radicalize. And when the court loses legitimacy, the rule of law starts to look optional. Law enforcement and the broken shield policing in America is caught in a legitimacy crisis from both sides. The left sees systemic racism and overreach. The right sees politicized federal agencies and soft-on-crime cities. Meanwhile, local police departments are stretched thin, caught in the middle, often undertrained, and facing distrust from all angles. The FBI and DOJ have become political punching bags. The January 6 fallout only deepened divisions, with some calling agents heroes and others branding them traitors. This isn't sustainable. A justice system only works if people believe it's fair, and right now, almost no one does. Media, the collapsed fourth estate. Once seen as the watchdog, the media is now viewed as part of the problem. Right-wing media spins one version of reality. Liberal outlets spin another. Social media pours gasoline on everything. Deep fakes, bots, and AI-generated headlines make it almost impossible to know what's real. And because of that, belief collapses. We don't just distrust the news, we distrust each other. And in that vacuum, conspiracy theories thrive. The idea of a shared reality disappears. Can legitimacy be rebuilt? So where do we go from here? Can institutions regain trust once it's lost? The answer isn't easy, but it's not impossible. It starts with transparency, real accountability, real consequences for corruption, abuse, and failure. Institutions have to stop protecting their own and start earning back credibility one action at a time. That means politicians stepping down when they lie, judges recusing when conflicted, journalists verifying before amplifying. But it also starts with us, with rejecting blind loyalty, with asking better questions, with demanding more from the people in power and the systems that uphold them. Because here's the truth, if we want a future where facts matter, where the law is trusted, where voting feels meaningful, then we need institutions we believe in. Not perfect ones, but accountable ones. The collapse of legitimacy isn't just a political crisis, it's a national emergency. And unless we fix it, we may not have a functioning country left to argue over. If you're tired of noise and want truth that cuts deep, this is the channel. No spin, no hype, just the hard questions we all need to ask. Subscribe now, before the next line gets crossed.